be edited. I'm going to finish up, evening up the hollow grind on this knife. Okay, now you can see here we're very close on this side, okay, and we want to match it to this side. So far what I've done is I've taken a bar of steel, and if you hold on one second, I'll show you what it came from. This is high carbon strip steel, and originally this was just simply cut out and then shaped out of a piece of this flat stock. The tang was cut out using a radial cutter on a 4.5-inch angle grinder, and then was ground in. We're at the beginning stages here and near the finishing stages of putting in the hollow grind. Well, we're prepping to do that. Let me go ahead and I'm going to turn the machine on. It's going to make a lot of noise. But if you take a look down here, you will see that it will throw sparks like nothing else. And those sparks, depending on how they branch out, indicate how much carbon is in a steel. Alright, a little noisy, but here we go. What I'm doing over here is every once in a while I'm dipping the blade that I'm grinding in a water tank to keep it cool. That prevents stress from building up inside the steel from uneven heating. Now we're going into one of the finicky parts, and that is working on the very tip. I'm going to turn this off for a second. Now one of the things that you're going to want to see here, and if you bring that camera a little closer, is that an important part of every knife is what's called distal taper. You'll see how it's nice and thick down here on the spine, but as it comes up here, it gets thinner and thinner and thinner, and that's the distal taper. It's very important for the balance, flex, and function of a good knife. Now you probably can't see what's happening here, so I'm going to have my lovely assistant stand up and come over to the other side of me and get a top-down view on what's going on here. Now, what I'm doing is I'm working this little tip section of the knife, and as you can see by the slight discoloring there, that I still have to take the grind in through evenly to the tip. And it's a very delicate operation. Neat. All right. And you can see the line developing here. And if you can get a good enough shot in, you can actually see the hollow grind edge on. Okay, I'm going to have you come back around to the other side. Now, I'm not using much pressure here because I'm looking to finish the shape, not hog out material. And as you can probably tell by this machine, it takes material off very quickly.
So what kind of clinch do you use?
Well, we'll get to that part in a little bit. Okay? I'm going to finish evening this up from side to side, so you can see here, it's so thick, and then here, it's just a tiny bit thicker in a couple of areas, but we're very close. Okay? After I'm done with this, I'm going to heat it up and do the heat treatment, or the hardening on the blade. So let's go ahead and cut that here, and take it back up.